When I read Act 1, Scene 1 of Merchant of Venice, it just went all back. Like, I did not understand a single word.
Welcome to the first episode of Mondays with the Merchant of Venice. And for our very first episode, we have two people from completely different generations. One being a 50-year-old homemaker and another one 17, 18-year-old student. We're going to see as to how Merchant of Venice has impacted these two generations belonging to the late 20th century and the beginning of the 21st century. So, let's listen to what Raki has to say about how did she get to know about the Merchant of Venice.
We had Merchant of Venice in grade 7 and it had a really great impact on me because basically we don't remember the whole syllabus, but there are certain things which have an imprint on our mind and Merchant of Venice is one of them.
That's brilliant. Devi, can you tell us about how did you learn about Merchant of Venice?
I had it in my course book when I was in grade 9.
Oh, that's really sweet. So what kind of version did you read? Did you read the abridged version or an unabridged one?
Unabridged version.
Okay, so you are very much well aware about Shakespeare's language, the grammar and the sentence construction that he ever had. Raki, could you tell us what kind of version did you read back in school?
It was an abridged version.
Oh, that's really sweet. So you learned about the story and the plot line through a very simpler language.
Yeah, simple language in a story form.
Oh, that's really nice. Devi, Raki, tell me, how did the abridged version, the language that was used in the story, impacted upon your understanding of the play?
Well, it was in such an easy language that it was not so difficult for us to understand. And it was quite easy to understand, and basically being in a story form, it is very easy for us to remember also.
Okay, and when you read the same play now in an unabridged form, where the language has not been played with and it is as original as the folios are, how do you understand that?
See, basically I know the story plot of the play, so it becomes much easier for me to understand. Though it takes time, but it becomes easy for me to understand the whole play.
Oh, that's brilliant. Devi, could you now help us out with how did you understand Shakespeare's language when as a grade 9 student went back in the time you were 14 years old and you were reading the play for the first time? How did that impact on you? How did it leave an impact on you?
When I read Act 1, Scene 1 of Merchant of Venice, it just went all back. Like, I did not understand a single word. But that's the speciality of Shakespeare. Like, I have noticed, or now that I'm reading The Tempest as well, I realized that the first act and the first scene is never to be understood of Shakespeare. As you read again and again, as you have a hang on it, is when you understand Shakespeare.
That's something which is very insightful, and I guess most of the people who are reading Shakespeare do feel a similar amount of understanding as to how to grasp Shakespeare in the form of his plays. Well, that was amazing. I guess we had some impactful first episode. But before we end, I would like to ask one last question to both of you. Could you tell me your favorite character from the play?
Of course, it's Portia.
Oh, that's lovely. And what about you?
My favorite character is Shylock and Grisham.
Grisham.
After Shylock.
After Shylock. That's interesting. Could we know something about why Shylock? Why Grisham after all?
I like Shylock because the dialogues and the way he's conveyed the messages that he wanted to is beyond any words that I can express to whatever. And when it comes to Graciano, he is a fool. So that's why I like him. Who conveys messages in a very indirect way.
Okay, that's brilliant. That's something to actually think about as to how Graciano is really impactful in the play itself. Portia for you, Rakhi?
Because even in that century, the intelligence of women, I find it more dominating and extraordinary thing. For a woman to disguise in a male's clothes and then giving justice to Antonio, it is beyond, yeah, I don't have words to express it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your ideas with us. Well, talking about how Portia has been in that concept of being known as the female character who is disguised as a male character going to rescue Antonio. We're going to talk more about that in our next very episode. Till then, stay tuned and we shall see you at the Midday Theatre next week on Monday. Bye all.